What's up, guys? Back with another video, and today we are hopping into episode, I believe,
Seven.
six or seven, episode 7 of what's going on in the bubble. So we are going to be just talking about what happened yesterday with the Raptors, the Celtics. One of you guys asked me a question, so we're going to be answering that question. Now we have a lot more different questions to ask about. I forgot to ask you about the championship. Who's going to be your who do you think is going to win the championship now? So that's definitely going to change, I think. So we're just going to hop right into it. So we are actually going to start off with the question by Drizzy Maggie. The question was, what are your takes on the Clippers Nuggets? You didn't really talk about that series. I really want to know your thoughts and opinions. Thank you. So what are your thoughts and opinions on that series?
Game 5 was wild last night. Jokic and Jamal, they just run the offense through them, and they really just showed up when it mattered. But I think Clippers have it in 6, to be honest. They were down 16 going into halftime. They made a great comeback, and I don't think that the Clippers are good at closeout games, and that was clearly shown. But the Clippers should be able to get it done.
Yeah, I also want to add on to, they do have probably the best perimeter defense out there, and the Nuggets really showed them up, showing that they don't have that good of perimeter defense, showing by Jokic hitting threes over Montrez and Zubac, Jamal Murray hitting over Patrick Beverley, Michael Porter Jr. hitting over Lou. I think they've really come to light, showing how well of a team how well they play together, and when they play as a team instead of having Jamal Murray and Jokic just having the ball and then relying them for scoring 120 points.
Yep.
So those are my thoughts and opinions. So, second question, what do you think about the series that just transpired with the Raptors and Celtics? We had a lot of takes just because we are Toronto people. So.
I don't honestly, it's just really depressing how the Raptors failed to close out that game. We couldn't shoot the whole entire game. We also limited them. They couldn't really shoot too. It was honestly a very awful performance from both teams, and just we have a fool in Pascal Siakam who we paid a max to, and he doesn't want to show up when it matters. So I'm just pretty pissed off and disappointed in how they played last night.
Also, Siakam played terribly to the point where he had 8 points going into the fourth quarter and ended up with 13.
5 turnovers.
Yeah, with 13 points at the end of the game. And then, not even him. He was a joke. He was an absolute clown during that series. Marc Gasol, one of the worst performances I've ever seen by a center in a playoff series. 0 for 11 going into the elimination game.
He did, yeah. He hasn't made it. He didn't make a 3 the whole series until Game 6. That's just all you need, pretty much.
Oh my!
He's taking 4 a game.
Yeah, and it goes to show that Serge Ibaka is better. And I've always been saying this. I've been saying this to a bunch of my friends. Serge Ibaka is more dominant than Marc Gasol right now, since Marc Gasol is 35 years old and Serge is 31 years old. But it doesn't show that Serge is that old.
No. We have Coach of the Year, right? And Coach of the Year should be able to draw up a great play when we're down 3 with a minute left, to not take a fadeaway force 3 when a guy is on you. He had 20 seconds to pass the ball to a wide-open Norman Powell, a wide-open literally anyone else, because he was getting double-teamed. Someone was bound to be open, and Fred VanVleet takes the worst shot possible, and after that shot, I couldn't watch anymore. I knew it was over.
Yeah, also to add on to that, I don't understand why they don't give it to OG Anunoby. He probably had the best series out of all the Raptors for that. In my opinion, I think he had the best. He also hit that game winner, which was crazy. I think it was well deserved. I think he's gonna turn to a star. Well, isn't he a starter on this team? Yeah, he is. I think he's gonna turn into a top 3 player on the team in 2 years, if he's not traded.
It's
It just
just awful how he really doesn't like. He gets the opportunities to shoot, and you know he's gonna shoot to make it because he literally says it in the interviews. He doesn't like to shoot to think he's gonna miss. So if you give someone that's always gonna be confident in their shots because they're always shooting to make it, he should have the ball more.
yeah, I don't understand why they also gave it to Siakam when in that elimination game 7. They gave it to him while he had 5 turnovers, bringing it up the court, expecting him to do something, while he has done absolutely nothing. Like the commentators on the Clippers Nuggets game, the late fourth quarter, they were talking about Michael Porter, and I quote, he has done absolutely nothing till this point in the game. I think it's crazy why they rely on him for being the first option on the team. I don't understand.
Neither do I.
I just don't think he's cut out to be. I think Kyle Lowry should be it, then Van Vliet, then not even Siakam, Ibaka, OG. Yeah, like
Siakam's good in the regular season. He just can't perform right in the playoffs. Like last year he was a great third option in the playoff run that we had, and that clearly showed because they paid off.
Exactly, and then you have them doing absolutely nothing for the team. Like
Yeah.
you need your first option to do something.
You need your first option to average 20 plus. He can't even average 15 plus.
Exactly, and it's not good when that's
No.
your guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I think. I don't think it's great. So we're just gonna move on to
Move to the western half.
western
The
half. Yeah.
Clippers and the Lakers.
Oh yeah, the Lakers Rockets. That's a good series in my opinion, but I think the Lakers got it.
I think the Lakers are gonna close it out. Are you? I
Next
believe
tonight.
Yeah, tonight.
Yeah, they're gonna be closing it tonight. I don't know. I think they really woke up from the first game, just giving it to Anthony Davis.
Exactly.
In the post.
They realized that they need to play big because Houston's playing small. So the way you counteract a small ball lineup is playing big. Exactly how the Clipper and the Celtics did that last night. Small ball doesn't work when the other team is bigger.
Yeah, and it also helps when Daniel House is getting sent home. He got sent home yesterday because he had guests in his house.
He had a COVID-19 tester, like one of those doctors in his hotel room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was sent home. That's way better for the Lakers. If you don't really know what Daniel House does, he's a dog down there.
Yeah, he's a great small forward for that team.
Yeah, I think he's really good. He can shoot. He can pretty much do everything for what that team asks him to do to his top potential.
He's a role player. Yeah.
Yeah, like he can't be that guy that scores on that team because you have Westbrook, Harden, Eric Gordon. Like that's not his role. He's supposed to play D, get into all dirty battles and everything like that. I think that's what his role is supposed to be on this team. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I really think about it. I want to go back to the East quickly, talk about how yeah, I was about to say, what are your thoughts on them? Did they sweep? No, they won in 5.
No, 5.
Yeah, they won in 5.
They should have swept.
They're also 8 they're 8-1 in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they shouldn't have even lost the game that they lost because that game they lost by 3, and that game they didn't have Giannis, so I don't know what got into Chris Middleton, but he actually showed up for the money that he got paid and then never did it again. I see the Heat beating the Celtics. I'm really rooting for the Heat because I love Tyler Hero, one of the most exciting players because of how great he could shoot the ball. And I just love that he's surrounded by Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Goran Dragic. I think that team overall has the best 1 through 8 in the league because off the bench you still have Kelly Olynyk, you got Iguodala, you got Jay Crowder who's been shooting out of his mind. Jay Crowder's really been stepping up. I think that team is very well rounded.
Yeah, and you also got Kendrick Nunn. Don't forget about him. He's a
Kendrick
sleeper.
Nunn's, yeah, he's great, and he's playing backup because Goran Dragic is playing mental.
Yeah, he's been really showing up for that team, and it's paid off for that team.
Exactly.
And they really need it from him, in my opinion. They really need it.
I see the Miami Heat going to the finals because I see them being Boston just because of how hot they are and Eric Spoelstra is a top 5 coach in the league.
Yeah, I just wanna. I don't know if they're gonna win that series. It's gonna be a hard-fought series. It's not gonna be a quick series. I don't think.
No, it's going to be 6 or 7.
Yeah, Jason Tatum has woken up from his nap in Game 7. He showed out like what we all thought he was
29
going
points
to
out
do.
of the 92.
What we thought he was going to do, and he almost dropped a triple-double. He had 10, I think 12 rebounds and like 8
12
assists.
boards and 8 assists, yeah.
Yeah, and that goes to show what he can do if no one wakes up to guard him.
Yeah.
And what
He
Nick
had a
Nurse
small
did,
on him. Yeah.
and what Nick Nurse did was play his zone on him, and he can't score. But then, of course, the last game they had to switch up the zone against him,
And then they ran Van Vliet in that zone where Tatum likes to take his mid-ranges, and clearly we got dusted.
yeah, it doesn't help when you get a 6'1" point guard against a
Guard.
6'8".
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it was a great mindset to put him on that side. I think you should put OG on that side and Siakam at
OG's
the top.
clamps.
Yeah. Siakam can give a good bit of contest but can't hold his own. That's why you need
No.
OG on his side.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on, okay, last question. Well, not last question, but it's going to be a while. What do you think, who's winning the championship?
I'm giving it to the Lakers. I think
You're
the
giving it
Lakers
to
are
the
going to come
Lakers?
out of their series. I think that the Lakers also are going to win a hard-fought series in 7 against the Clippers, and I feel like the Lakers could definitely beat the Heat because I don't want to say that the Celtics are going to the finals. You could say whatever you want. I don't think the Celtics are going to the finals, and I think that the Heat are going to lose to the Lakers in the finals.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I think if the Lakers make it to the finals against any Eastern team now, I think they'll dominate. I
Yeah,
think they're gonna
either
dominate.
Eastern team, but I think the Heat are beating the Celtics. Therefore, I think the Lakers are gonna have to play the Heat, and I don't think that series like the Heat are gonna go down easy, but the Heat are definitely gonna go down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be worth. I don't know. I can't really say anything just yet, just because you don't know what's gonna happen with that team. You're gonna see different changes with how they're gonna guard LeBron.
Yeah, it's just gonna be awful because a young player, 2017 draft class, Bam Adebayo, he can't hold his own against the best big man in the league offensively and top 3 defensively. So Bam Adebayo is going to have a big challenge, and Jimmy Butler is going to have to clamp up LeBron. So if those two could hold their own, it's going to be a great series.
Yeah, it's gonna go to 5 or 6 in my opinion, but no one can hold the second greatest player of all time and the best big man right now.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't think that's gonna really affect anything. Well, it's gonna affect something. I just don't think that it's gonna be
It's going to have enough impact to change the series.
exactly. I don't really know what's gonna happen with that series, just because you don't know who's gonna be in it, right?
Exactly.
I think if the Clippers come out, then it widens the chance for every single team in the East. Well, the two
I think
teams
if
in
the
East.
Clippers comes out, it's going to be more entertaining to watch.
Yeah,
Because I don't like the Lakers style of play, how they just pound. It's literally bully ball. They don't even just crash 3 in the paint. Normally it's Braun and 2 bigs, and they don't really look to find their shooters anymore. So I don't know. I don't like the style they play, but it works. So they're not going to stop doing it and change it up because fans don't like to watch how they play. So I think that if the Clippers make it, they like to run a lot of 3-and-D, and 3-and-D is the most exciting play of basketball, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also think that when you have LeBron James, Anthony Davis, it's
JaVale
not gonna,
McGee running the paint. Yeah.
it's not going to be a shooting team. It's not.
It's not.
And you
The only
can't
shooter
ask.
you have is in Danny Green, and that's not very good.
You can't ask for them to give it to him every time and expect him to shoot lights out. You have to stick to what can dominate the most, put up those points that you need them to. If you really look at it, LeBron has better stats this year than he did prime MVP LeBron.
Yeah,
That's gotta say
Anthony
something.
Davis. Because before he played with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, both shooters. Now he's playing with AD, a older but still very dominant Dwight Howard, and a decent JaVale McGee. They all three things have in common. They all play great paintball. They don't play outside perimeter shooting, and LeBron's gonna rack up those assists. He's gonna rack up those rebounds and run the floor as fast as he can with his bigs.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be a good series in my opinion. So yeah, we just have to wait and find out to see what's gonna happen in the near future with this team, with this finals, and I really want to hope that East wins because I bet $5 on it, so I don't want to be $5 down, but I really want East to win just because Raptors are from it. I want the people or the same division, division to win. But if the Celtics make it to the finals, I'm going to be rooting for them just because they took out the Raptors, and I want us to lose to the Raptors, lose to the champions, and at least we know we did okay. We went to the seventh game.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. As you can tell, you can ask as many questions as you want on the videos. I will be answering them right when we start the video. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe, and peace.